Hello and welcome to my Vashj tactical guide. The video is taken from the tank point of view. Lady Vashj has 3 different phases. Her phase 1 and phase 3 are extremely similar. Her phase 1, she has one ability that you watch out for: static charge. You randomly cast this on a player and it ticks for about 2,000 damage, and anyone within 5 yards of them will also take the damage. So if you get static charge, back up and just let the healers heal you through it if you don't have a long enough range spell. During phase 1, she also does entangling roots on the melee. Nothing you can do about this. You can give the main tank Blessing of Freedom during this time. It's up to you. She also does a shock blast. She only casts this on the main tank and it deals about 9,000 nature damage and has a 5-second stun. You can put a shaman into the group 1 or whatever your tank group is and have them drop a grounding totem to mitigate its effect. That's it for phase 1. Phase 2 will begin when Vashj reaches 70%. At that time, she will move to the center of the platform and become immune to all attacks. Phase 2 is the most complex, and assignments for Phase 2 should be given before you attempt Vashj. For Phase 2, there are 3 different jobs. There are Coilfang Elites, Coilfang Striders, and Elementals. Coilfang Elites will spawn at the bottom of the water and they will walk up to the top of the platform. Once they reach the top of the platform, they will most likely aggro onto the healer who has the most healing aggro at the moment. You'll need a tank to quickly pick them up before they kill any healer and bring them to the center. We have a prot warrior go and pick them up and bring them to a prot paladin, and the prot paladin tanks them all. You'll want any extra melee DPS that you don't assign to the stairs on the elites. The second job is Coilfang Striders. Like elites, they will spawn at the bottom of the platform, and once they reach the top edge of the platform, they will aggro onto the healer with the most threat. You'll need a ranged DPS to kite these. They need to quickly pick it up. You'll want an arcane mage with slow, or a warlock with the curse that reduces their speed. You'll need to assign about 6 ranged DPS to kill the Striders. They do around 10 to 11,000 melee damage, so if you get within melee range and you're the kiter, you'll most likely be instantly killed. They also do a psychic scream about every 3 seconds, and it lasts for 5 seconds, so try your best not to get within melee range of it. The third job is Elementals. You'll assign DPS, ranged DPS or melee DPS, to the stairs. These DPS on the stairs will kill the elementals as they come up. Also, besides the normal enchanted elementals that spawn, tainted elementals will spawn. They will be green and they will shoot poison at a random raid member. You need to quickly kill these. As soon as they spawn, ignore anything else. Tainted elementals drop a core when they are killed, and you need to use this core to destroy the generators, the 4 generators that surround Vashj that give her the shield that makes her immune. Once you kill a tainted elemental, a melee DPS or a ranged DPS has to quickly run and loot it and toss it to either your healer that's near you or another ranged DPS that's higher up on the stairs. And you'll need to pass that core all the way to one of the generators. It takes a very lot of teamwork and good communication for the cores. That'll be the most difficult part of the fight. If you do not kill the tainted elemental fast enough, it will despawn, but it will quickly respawn at a different position. If you miss more than 2 tainted elementals, it'll most likely be a wipe, because the longer that phase 2 lasts, the quicker things begin to spawn. Phase 2 ends when you destroy all 4 generators. At that time, Vashj will be re-engaged in the fight, and your main tank will need to quickly pick him up. Healers must be aware and keep the tank up when transitioning to the next phase. At that time, you'll need to finish off any elites or striders that remain. Like I said, Phase 3 is extremely similar to Phase 1. She will have all the abilities she had during Phase 1, Static Charge, Entangling Roots, and the Shock. Also, during Phase 3, bats will spawn. The bats will come from where you entered the room. Hunters, either 1, 2, or 3 hunters, will need to shoot the bats down. We had 3 hunters, and they easily handled the bats. At a certain point, bats will become at a ridiculous speed, and hunters just need to ignore them and only attack Vashj. Make sure to stay out of the poison on the ground. The bats spit this on the ground. As more bats come, there'll be more green spit on the ground. The tank will need to kite Vashj out of them. Also, a few notes which I did not mention as I was explaining. For healing assignments, during Phase 2, you'll want 4 healers healing the people that are killing the elementals on the side. You'll want at least 1 healer healing the tank for the elites. And you'll want 1 or 2 healers healing the ranged DPS team that's on the striders. Otherwise, for Phase 1 and 3, healing is extremely simple. Also during Phase 2, when you need to kill the tainted elementals, it's important to have on free-for-all loot, so anyone that is next to the elemental, the tainted elemental, can loot it. You can set Master Looter back on during Phase 3. 2 more notes about the elites. To prevent a healer that's on the side from getting aggro and dying before the tank can get to it, we have our healing paladin in the center that's healing the elite tank. We have him put up Righteous Fury and click off Salvation. This way, the elites will aggro onto him, and the striders will aggro onto him in the center, and the tanks and the kiting team will have more time to pick up their targets. Also, the elites do a frontal cleave, and this can one-shot players, so it's important to stay away from the front of the elites. That's it for Vashj. Good luck, and have fun.